What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. I've made it. If you can see the background, Hustler Live Casino at the live stream. Made it to LA. I'm here after a long drive, and the Rampage week here on Hustler is going to get started right now. It's going to be a really fun game to start off this week. It's a 10-20 here on this Monday, Max Payne Monday. A lot of soul rolls, a lot of drinks, a lot of good times, and looking forward to a fun start to a Hustler week. I haven't won here, all right? I keep coming back because the stream's awesome. Everyone's just having a good time playing cash. And, you know, if I can't win in tournaments, then maybe I can win in cash, right? The deficit of this week is to win at least $100,000. That's the goal, because I lost that much-ish in the WSOP. So let's start off strong on a lovely Monday. We're playing 10-20. I think it's a $10,000 max. And we'll see how the night goes. Let's see how the week goes. But wish me some luck. Thanks for rooting me on real time when this session's happening. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of shit talking, a lot of banter, a lot of fun. One person at the table already made a fun little spoof video that I might show after this on Twitter. So I'm ready to battle. Let's have a good time. And most importantly, let's get drunk. I think that's the main thing. You got to go order a lot of drinks at the table. Let's start off day one of Rampage Week at the Hustler with this 10-20 game. I start off with a $10,000 buy-in, and the vibes are high. Everyone's drinking, everyone's having a great time, and we start off hot in this hand with pocket deuces in the hijack. There are two players who limp $40 with the $40 straddle on, and let's bump up the action. I gamble early and often. I raise it up and get Hillary on the button to make the call, and Brandon on my right makes the call. So going three ways to a flop of 4, 5, 7 rainbow. Okay, didn't hit a deuce, but overall, I don't think this is the flop that's going to hit me a whole lot, and action's going to go check, check, check. All right, seeing a free turn, which comes the 9 of spades. Deuces still not in a great spot here, clearly. So when Brandon checks to me, I check it over to Hillary on the button, who bets out $300. Brandon folds in now onto me. Clearly, the standard play is to just let it go. I have pocket deuces and underpair to the board. I don't really need to call or do anything here, but like I said, it's early in the session, and let's try to gamble early and often. I feel like she doesn't have that strong of a hand after checking back on the flop, so maybe she just has some one pair holding or maybe a spade draw. I'm going to venture out into the wilderness and check raise this one to 1,600. Trying to just put one pair flush draw hands into a tough spot, and also hoping she has air so I can just win it right here and right now. But if I get called here, might have to bluff the river, and she does just that. She calls as she has a pair and flush draw. Oh boy. We're going to the river with the pot ballooning up. It's the 8 of hearts. Very interesting card, as any 6 makes a straight. And, you know, it's not like I have too many 6s, but I certainly can't win by checking. I'm just hoping she didn't improve to 2 pair or have a 6 somehow, so YOLO. I bet out $3,000, which is basically putting her all in, or at least close to it to a certain degree, and she doesn't take too long before folding. Luckily, she only had a pair of 4s, and can't fault her for folding this hand. It's just nice to get the first bluff through and win the first pot. As you guys know, I love taking risks at the poker table. Whether it's Garrett, Phil Hellmuth, or Phil Ivey, I will continue to play my game. And to me, this means making big bluffs and taking big risks to throw off my opponent. With that said, risk reward is a core concept of poker, and I try to embody that as much as possible. Things are slightly different when it comes to my portfolio though. Portfolio management is not the same as bankroll management. From a financial standpoint, I like to be diversified and mitigate against risk. So I was excited to learn about this previously exclusive asset class that has exhibited an excellent risk-return profile, meaning it not only outperforms major markets, but also has limited correlation to any other asset class. What does that mean? It can be an incredibly effective instrument to have in your portfolio. And for the first time ever, investors like me and you can gain exposure to this asset class through today's sponsor, Masterworks. Masterworks has solidified itself as the premier art investing platform. Yep, art. Here's how they do it. The Masterworks research team analyzes over 5 million data points to find financially attractive works that they believe will appreciate in value. Then Masterworks acquires paintings ranging from 1 million to 30 million and securitizes them by filing a public offering through the SEC. Since 2020, Masterworks has sold 6 paintings, each returning over 30% net IRR to investors, and their new offerings usually sell out in hours. Though legally, I do have to add, past performance is not a guarantee of future results, but still, 30% plus. That's a pretty nice number, especially with economic turmoil like this. If you want to get in early in this, all you have to do is go to masterworks.io, create an account, and check out what they have and invest in their offerings. And my subscribers get to skip their waitlist with the special link down in the bio below. Check that out down below. Thank you to Masterworks for sponsoring this video. With the $40 straddle on all night, the next hand I pick up pocket 8s in the cutoff. I raise things up to $120. Action folds around to Nick Vitucci in the small blind, and he 3-bets to 520. We have battled so much in the previous streams, my previous trips to Hustler. Let's battle it here. Once again, I make the call in position, and the flop comes 10-9-6, 2 hearts. Nick starts off with a pretty hefty bet of $700, and honestly, with this flop and my hand, certainly can't fold just yet. Not going to raise. I just make the call with a pair and straight draw. Now, going to a turn which comes the 10 of spades. Nick starts off with a check, which is something I'd expect given that I think I should have a lot more 10s than him. Here, definitely thinking I can go either way with a check or bet. I could bet to protect my pair right now and bet my range, or I could check, as I think my hand just wants to get to showdown as cheaply as possible. On top of that, I don't want to bet and value own myself versus bigger pocket pairs that he could have. That certainly can play this way. So this time I opted on a check. Now, going to rivers, hoping to see a safe one. It is the 9 of clubs. Oh my God. Such a terrible, terrible river. I have now counterfeited to 8 high. Nick checks it over to me, and all right, I guess this wasn't the showdown I was hoping to see, to be quite honest with you. Can't win with 8 high. I'm definitely not one to give up and check back, so I decide to bet big and polarize. I size up to 3,600. This would put some higher pocket pairs into a tough spot, maybe some ace highs who would have some pressure. And now on to Nick. When I stick in the overbet, he decides that he's not scared. He's done with my crap and jams. Goes all in. I look down at my 8 high and it's not going to win. Damn it. I fold and Nick shows me the ace king. Nice hand. Well played. He gets the better of me again. It seems like I'm losing all the big ones versus Nick so far when I go and play on Hustler. So one bluff worked, one bluff did not. The next spot, I pick up queen 8 of clubs in early position, thinking it's a fun hand to raise. I raise it up to $120 and only get called by the straddler, who's Sashimi, someone that I'm certainly friendly with, and we're going to a flop of ace, jack, 5, rainbow. She checks it over to me, and I think this is a pretty good flop for me overall. So with the backdoor flush draw, I guess, and queen high, I decide to blast out $300, about the size of the pot. She doesn't take too long before making the call. Clearly, she looks like she has a strong hand from it seems like. The turn comes the 7 of hearts. It brings no improvement for me. She checks it again, and, you know, I could always check back here, but I just love pain. So I decide to fire out big again for $740, and you can see I might have ran into a brick wall as she has bottom set. After my bet, she ultimately opts on the all-in option, and pretty easy decision for me again. It's an easy fold because I have queen high. At the very least, you know, I'm bluffing a lot, but I'm making disciplined folds, right? Just getting a little wrecked here in the early goings, but time to bounce back. I peel pocket kings. I can't have garbage hands all the time, right? There's 2 limpers to me, and I finally have a premium. Okay, time to make it all back. I raise things up to $200 before the player on my left, Margot, she decides to go all in herself. A total of about $600. Action folds quickly around to me. I think I have an easy decision. I'm not folding. I'm going to make the call and roll my hand over, as I would assume I have the best hand, but I guess you never know with Margot. Anyways, hoping to win this one as I've been shipping down so far the past few hours, and we're off to a runout.
Let's go ace and queen.
Come on.
I hope this is a slow roll.
I wish I had pocket 8s.
Just do ace and ace.
Ace.
Let's see it.
Ace. Magic.
I don't think she needs it.
Pocket 10s.
I needed it.
In Max Payne Monday style, we only run it one time, and I end up fading her ace. I make a few $100 back after some punts, and at least with the pocket kings, I'm trending in the right direction, winning a hand. After the king's hand, about an hour plus goes by of just pure card death before we arrive into this situation where early position player Crazy Jim raises to $140. The small way makes the call, and I peel 5-4 suited in the big blind. You can see I'm rocking some shades on because earlier on it seemed like everyone that was wearing sunglasses at the time is winning. So I'm going to give it a try. Also, I'm a few shots deep at this point. So I make the call, and it's us three to a flop of a beautiful King 5 deuce 2 spades. Wow. Pair and a flush draw. Nice board for me. Action checks to Jim, and he bets out $180. Small blind folds, and I have an easy decision, another easy decision, which is going to be just calling. Pair and flush draw, out of position. Don't need to blow it up the size of the pot just yet. We're going to go to a turn which comes a bink 4. Improved to bottom 2 pair. Fist pumping so hard in my head right now, and I'm trying to get all the money in here as I have a very disguised 2 pair versus Jim. I check, and he decides to continue for another big bet of $600. It's music to my ears as he can have a lot of the ace kings, the king queens of the world. So let's get stacks in. I check raise to $2,200. We're both playing super deep, and I just want to get all the money in the middle, clearly. I have such a good hand, and Jim jams. He goes all in for about 10,000, 9,000 total. I snap call, expecting to have the winner here, of course, and I get shown the bad news. He has the king 4. It's 2 pair versus 2 pair and about a $20,000 pot. River, 1 time spade, please. It's a brick. All right. Ship the stack over to him. Don't love that. Shout out to the dealer for not giving me that spade that I needed. Pretty unfortunate cooler spot here. Never a spot that I was ever going to get away from. And there it goes. I thought I was trending in the right direction with winning in the king's hand. I thought these shades were going to help me win pots. That is not the case. I add on for another $10,000, and I'm down 20K so far in the session, but why not play a bomb pot? This is going to be $200 each, 8 ways to a flop, which comes 9, 8, 7, 2 diamonds. And surprisingly, I peel queen 7 of diamonds. Another pair and flush draw opportunity. Let's win this one. The player to my right bets out $400. I have a pretty standard call, not going to raise just yet, and an early position player calls as well. So just us three to a turn, which comes the 7 of hearts. Let's go. Improve to trips. Now I have a pretty easy decision. The player on the right continues for another bet of $800. Okay. Still having trips here. I still don't think I'm able to raise when this player bet into the entire field of 8 players. So, he can still have some straights, and honestly, other people could still have full houses as well. So I'm just going to make the call, and the other player folds. So going heads up to a river, which is the jack of spades. Oh man, 4-liner, any 10 is a straight. And my opponent bets a 3rd time, but it's a pretty small bet of $1,200. And I'm just really annoyed. Clearly, things are not going right for me today, and it seems like everything has gone the wrong way for me. So much so as I have trips and I have a strong hand, I just also think I have a pretty bad bluff catcher as I hold diamonds. Like, let's think about it. What hands bet all 3 streets that I even beat now at this point? Mainly, I beat bluffs, and the main bluffs would just be diamond draws, right? Like I said, any 10 could have been bluffing the flop and turn, now banked the river with a straight, and me holding 2 diamonds eliminates some combinations of flush draws that he could have, so I don't even know what I beat. I'm literally trying to count them out, and I have no freaking clue. I don't expect a hand like Jack 9 or 8 9 to bet like this, so I let it go. I fold. I believe his story of having a strong hand, and as you can see, I did not account for a 6 to be in here, and he had a 6. Oh man, I am literally making all the wrong decisions here on this stream. And yeah, I didn't make the call. I make a bad fold. Kudos to my opponent for pulling the trigger on this river, and he deserves the pot. Nice hand, Brandon. Nearing the end of the stream, you can say things are not going great so far. I pick up Jack 10 of diamonds in the big blind, and there are 2 limps of $40 to Sashimi. And she decides to raise it up really large on the button to $300. So thinking it over here, small blind folds, and I'm out of position against this player. I just think I want to be more aggressive than just calling a $300 bet out of position. Maybe something like being down $20,000 has something to do with me wanting to be more aggressive. Who knows, potentially. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to call 300 out of position. I decided to 3-bet this one to 1,400. The limpers quickly fold all the way around, and Sashimi does not put in another raise, which is good news to me at the very least. She ends up just making the call in position. So heads up we go, out of position, and the flop comes ace 3 deuce, 2 hearts. An overall pretty meh flop for me. I think I can have some ace kings, I have ace queens, but I don't think it's a massive advantage for me on this flop. And on top of that, I think this is a flop that actually checks a lot of the time as the out of position player. But like I said, I don't think I'm in the mood for checking right now, down 20,000 give or take. So let's fire some money in the middle, hope to get a fold. I see about $850, and okay, she does not fold. She ends up making the call, so, clearly, I don't think Jack High is going to be good here in this spot, and we see a turn which comes with the ace of diamonds. All right. That's a card that's not really going to change a whole lot, potentially. Makes it less likely that she has an ace, but on top of that, very much less likely that I have an ace either. I think a lot of my holdings would now prefer a check, whether I had an ace or pocket pair or garbage like I have right now. So yeah, I check this one, and when Sashimi doesn't bet here now, I think she doesn't have an ace. I can't be 100% sure, but maybe some sort of pocket pair hand. So she checks back, and let's see a river, which comes the 7 of hearts. All right, I don't think she has an ace for trips, and the only hand that I guess I won't be able to fold out if I bluff are flushes now, and that's it. I think I'm going to have a lot more value, and checking Jack High simply doesn't win the pot ever. The plan is to put as much pressure as humanly possible on any of her pocket pair holdings, so let's go for it. I stick in the overbet all-in jam, and I'm praying for a fold, Sashimi. Just let your cards go. It's been a brutal night. Don't put me into more misery, punting off another $10,000, and she folds. Phew. Nice to get a big bluff through to end the night. And this is the last interesting hand that I played on stream, but I promise you, the session doesn't end there. We end up playing a little bit more post-stream, and by a little bit more, I mean maybe 8 hours more, and more hands are to come in the next video. You don't want to miss it. Hey friends, so that is going to conclude part 1 of this video. It's been a long time since I had to split up a cash game video into 2 parts, but because I'm uploading every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and these videos take a lot of time to make, big shout out to my buddy Carl who makes these videos, had to split them up because the second part is freaking crazy. Anyways, to recap this video, the stream session of this day, I think I lost at the end of the stream, I was down like 25K, 22K, something like that, something awful. Thank God the Jack 10 hand saved me. I won a little bit back, but overall not so great. So if you could leave a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated. There's a lot of effort that comes into making these videos, and trying to make 3 videos a week on a consistent schedule with a lot of travel and a lot of stuff, it takes a lot of time. So part 2 is going to come. You don't want to miss it. The game just gets ridiculous. That's all. I teased a little bit of it. If you follow me on Instagram real time or follow me on Twitter, which you should do, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Why not? Rampage Poker. But yeah, I teased a little bit of it. The game gets blown the hell up, $200 straddles, $40,000 pots. Maybe good things happen. If you follow me and you know real time, it's definitely not a video you want to miss, so it'll be out in 2 days. Thank you so much for watching this one, and let's battle back. I don't know, we'll see. I'm leaving you guys off on a little cliffhanger, so appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.